CMV Many children will regret their transgender surgeries when they are adults. Utah just passed a bill which, among other things, bans surgeries for transgender youth. My trans and LGBTQ friends are very upset about this bill. I'm personally conflicted. I am 25, male cis, and pansexual. While I don't think that the government should ban any surgeries, it's not their body. It's not their choice. I can't help but feel like the arguments that children don't fully understand the consequences do. Hold some water. Children are very easily peer pressured into doing what is trendy and will make them look cooler or more interesting to their friends. This is getting even worse with TikTok. With kids destroying bathrooms and stealing cars just because it's the latest cool thing to do. I do not think that being trans is a trend, it certainly is not. I do believe that there are transgender children who truly do need surgery to feel like they belong in their body. I also believe, however, that many children will see being trans as something trendy and cool, and identify as trans primarily to fit in better with their friends. If they end up getting surgeries, I believe they will likely regret it later and want to change back. Please help me understand. I'm clearly in the minority in the LGBTQ community, and I'd like to see where I'm thinking about things wrong. Thanks in advance. Question: do you think there is transgender people who regret not transitioning earlier? I bet there is more of them than your potential group. Utah ban is stopping HRT, which is the bigger talk point. Children are very easily peer pressured into doing what is trendy and will make them look cooler or more interesting to their friends. Their doctors are not. You won't find doctors who will perform surgery on minors because the minor followed a trend and thought that's the cool thing now. This isn't a thing that happens. There's a natural check against the impulses of the children here. You really think people are getting surgery as a fad? I don't even understand why this is a heavily debated topic. I've never even heard of doctors that will perform transgender surgeries on minors. Republicans are making this a bigger deal than what it actually is when it doesn't even happen. I'm sure you could find one or two rare cases out there, but this isn't happening like Fox News says it is. As a society, we have decided that children are not capable of big decisions, and we have given that responsibility to the parents. I do believe that for certain really important decisions, some maturity is required. Maybe there are studies that I'm not aware of that can say what age is the best one for this kind of decision. And I do believe that this is a matter that has to be decided by professionals and not by personal credo or politics. Trans children are very rarely given these surgeries, let alone offered them. So this argument is relying on something that doesn't happen. Some do, some don't. Some will say they regret it because they know their family still wants them to be their original gender. But that doesn't mean that they no longer wish they were the other gender. In fact, some will live a double life. One as original gender around friends and family, and the other when they are alone. Good thing they don't get the final say. Do your LGBTQ friends know about how you feel? Very simple answer to this: the bill doesn't ban just surgeries. It bans any kind of trans healthcare, which can include puberty blockers, HRT, etc. HRT only does permanent changes after a few months, and puberty blockers don't do any permanent changes, like, at all. Clearly a USA issue. I think most countries may very well give young people puberty blockers, but I'm unaware of and permanent gender reassignment surgeries being performed. Regardless of the social reasoning in your post, it's simply a null argument because children don't have transgender surgeries. It seems to be something that the Think of the Children Brigade trot out as a means to try to scare the cis population about the LGBT agenda. Do you think someone who wants to transition, regardless of age, just shows up and asks for surgery and gets it? None ya business. Say it with me now. No one is performing surgeries on transgender youth. Nobody. Hormone blockers? Yes. Other interventions? Yes. Surgery? No. You can legally get plastic surgery when you're under 18 in plenty of US states. It just requires parental consent. Why is it that a 16-year-old cis girl with supportive parents could get a boob job done, but a 16-year-old trans girl with supportive parents can't? Both of them are gender-affirming surgeries. You can't allow one and not the other without being a massive hypocrite. I have a trans sibling. They are in their 20s now and have had their surgery. They had to go through a lot of screening and therapy sessions before the doctors would consider it. And they had to be an adult. I've never heard of a little kid having this done. Many children may regret having their wisdom teeth removed when they are adults. But how many compared to how many won't, and how helpful the procedure is on the whole also seem like some important things to think about as well, don't they? It isn't the government's job to prevent people from having regrets in life. Even if everything you said he were true, the solution to that would be for better education of doctors and psychologists and awareness among parents and teenagers and so on. It wouldn't be for the government to ban the thing. That's wild government overreach. The decision belongs between the patient and doctor. If they regret it later in life, then that's that. It was their choice. They made the decision and were happy with it at the time. And the doc got paid for it. Transaction complete. No government involved. Being a trans is not something that is born from peer pressure. It happens despite of it. High queer depression rates are results of people pressuring them not being queer and telling they are unnatural, sick or wrong. Young people don't go to surgery because it's a trendy or popular. They go there because being themselves is not. There's no evidence to support that trans children who have had surgery regret that decision. Why do you believe that will change? Do you actually believe the people passing these laws are doing this in the best interest of the child? What consequences do you think they will receive if they turn out to be wrong? The children getting surgeries that you're referring to are likely 17-18-year-olds getting top work done, which could easily be reversed. Even at prior to this age, kids have a decent enough bead on their identity to make sure this is something that they actually want to do, not just because a friend did it. Even if they go through hormone treatment, detransitioning is always a very real option. I don't know if or how you could have this view faithfully changed. This is a measured objective statement that isn't subject for debate. The literal only thing a person can do to challenge this is to enter a semantic squabble about what many means. Going through the wrong puberty causes permanent harm. Why do you think cis people are more qualified than trans people to know the upcoming puberty is the right one? My trans and LGBTQ friends are very upset about this bill. Sounds like you should consider the people with actual lived experiences as trans have the correct opinion. WTF is pansexual? CMV 1-1-2. You are 100 correct op. We have so much research and understanding of children's brains, and it all goes out the window with trans lobbying. We have always waited until someone is 18 to do anything. 'Cause you know science, and what we're allowing now with surgery is robbing people of their ability to explore. I don't agree with Utah on most things. But congrats to them for not ruining more lives. Yes.